Oh my god, look who it is! I know I haven't done videos in a while. I'm so sorry. I do apologize. I've been so busy. I know you guys hear that from me a lot, but I've been truly busy. But today I did have a little time to make videos for you guys. I know you guys haven't seen me in like 3-4 months, and my hair has grown. This is the last time you saw me. But I'm here, and I just wanted to give you guys an update of how I've been. It's been 9 months since I graduated from flight attendant training. Yes, 9 long months. It seems like it hasn't been that long, but 9 months, it's pretty long. Let me tell you guys that how much I love this job. I love being a flight attendant. I love the airline industries, the airport busyness, and just meeting people every day and seeing different people, different types of people every day. It's just very, it doesn't even feel like it's work. It's like going on vacation every day. That's what it feels like. So when you love your job, it doesn't feel like it's work, right? So anyway, I'm here to answer some questions for you guys, just to give you some perspective of how it's like and how it's been since 9 months, for this past 9 months. So the first question is, what do I love about my job? Everything. Well, I'll give you some answers. I love being in different cities every day. So every day I could be in Minneapolis, or the next day I could be in Chicago, the next day I could be in Pennsylvania or New York, and I just love fly hopping to different cities, and like I said, just seeing different things. And I love meeting different people on every flight. You get the interesting ones, and you get, you know, the grouchy ones, and then you get like the funny ones. But yeah, they're all a character to me, but I love every single moment of it. I love meeting new crews. So every trip I get to meet new crews. I get to meet new pilots, new flight attendants, and we hang out during our trips, which what I love about it, because it's like a family oriented type of industry. What I love most about my job is staying at different hotels every night, and you guys should know that, because I do, when I did my vlogs, which I haven't done in a while, I would vlog about the hotel that I'm staying at. You guys know how much I love my hotels. So yeah, that's what I love about my job. The next question is, what's the hardest part of my job? So the hardest part of my job is probably sleeping pattern. In this industry, there is no sleeping pattern. There's no set schedules. Like, you know, you work in the morning, that's all you work. You work at night, that's all you work. No. You either work in the morning, noon, night, late at night. You also have this trip called stand up, which is you fly one leg to a certain city, and you start like at 10, and then you get about 4 or 5 hours sleep, and then you wake up at 4 or 5, and then you go back to your base. In mainline, they call that illegal. But we do have that. in the regional airline. The other hardest part of my job is not seeing my family weeks at a time. When you're a flight attendant, you're always away from home. You could be away from home 2-3 weeks at a time, and I do get days off. When I have 3 days off, 4 days to 5 days off, I go home. And when I do go home, I just spend some quality time with my family, and I just cherish every moment of my quality time with them, because I barely get to see them, and you appreciate them more when you come home and you haven't seen them in a while. So yeah, the other thing is, I would have to say, when passengers don't listen to your announcements, or they don't follow the rules. No, it's really not about that. It's about their safety. It's about being scared for them. You know, you don't want them to get hurt. I don't want any of my passengers to get hurt. So the hardest part is making sure that they're safe, and they don't get hurt, because that's our job, is to keep them safe, right? So when, for example, I had a customer, well, I had plenty of passengers who gets up when we're on the runway, ready to take off, and they go and use the bathroom, the lab. And I get so scared because I just don't want them to get hurt, you know what I mean? So I have to call my captain to tell him to stop, because there's a passenger using the lab. I mean, when you have to go, you have to go. But there's certain times when you can go. If you're trying to go before the plane takes off, it's very dangerous. You're gonna be flying everywhere. I haven't seen it yet, but I hope that I don't have to see it. So yeah, that's just the other part of, you know, the hardest thing about my job. Just making sure that people are safe and they don't hurt themselves. Next question. Craziest thing that happened so far. Craziest thing that happened so far. I wouldn't say it's crazy, but I've had trips that canceled on me 3 nights in a row. Like what I was talking about, the stand-up. I had 4 stand-up in a row. 3 of them got canceled, and one of them, okay, let me tell you the story of my last stand-up. So we were going to Scranton. Have you guys seen The Office, the show? That's where supposedly The Office is from, Scranton, Pennsylvania. So we were going there, and when we got there, the weather was so bad that the pilots couldn't land, so they had to go fly back up and divert to the next airport, which was Binghamton, New York. We left around 10 p.m. No, 9 p.m. and it's about an hour flight to Scranton, and so we had to divert to Binghamton, which is another 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And so we got there in Binghamton around, I'll say 11 p.m. And when we got there, we were the last, well, there weren't supposed to be any flight coming in. So we were the last one coming in, and there were only 3 workers at the airport. There was no security, there was no gate agent, no car rentals, no bus, no nothing, because there weren't supposed to be any flights coming in that time. So I had about 50 passengers in my flight, and the reason why we diverted to Binghamton is because we were running out of fuel. So we had to stop there to get some fuel, which took about another 30 minutes because there was nobody to put the fuel in, so they had to call somebody. Anyway, so that took another, I think we were there for like an hour and a half or 2 hours. It was a long time. We were there for like 2 hours. We gave the passenger choice to either get off, but if they do want to get off, they had to walk straight out of the terminal because there was no security. They couldn't stay in the airport, and they didn't want to go back to where we came from, which was the base, our base. So at the end, I had 8 passengers, and we flew back to our base, and we got back there around 2:30 in the morning. We were the last flight coming in at our base. There was nobody at the airport, but good thing I had a hotel already there. My friend was already there. So yeah, that was like a 4-hour delay of everything. Yeah, that's the only crazy thing that ever happened to me. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So let's go to the next question, the last question. No, I have 2 more questions. The craziest thing that happened with a passenger. Craziest that happened with a passenger. I don't really have any interesting stories, but I do have 2 stories. Okay, so one, I was working the forward flight attendant, and I was doing the first class, and I had this passenger who came in my first class. He was cool and everything, didn't give me any trouble, and he was asleep through the whole flight with his seat back as far as it could go. Anyway, so when we were getting ready for landing, we did our final safety checks, and I see that his seat back was back, and so I had to wake him up and ask him to put his seat forward. I hate waking people up, but I had to because it's for safety reasons, right? So when I woke him up, I swear to you, he was like lost, out of place. He was as high as a boat. He was touching me. He wanted a hug. He wanted to dance with me. I don't know what he was doing, but everyone was looking at us, and I was just like so embarrassed. Like my face was all red, and I'm trying to tell him to put his seat forward. And so I looked up my other flight attendant, and she was just like shaking her head, and I'm just like, okay, sir, you need to sit down. And then I pushed the button and put his seat forward, and I just walked out. It was not having that. I was not gonna dance with that guy or hug him or whatever he was trying to do. But yeah, you could tell he was high. He didn't even look at me when he was deplaning. He realized what he was doing after that. The other one was I was the back flight attendant this time, and this lady next to me started getting sick. So she got sick and threw up all over her seat. It was the longest 10 minutes of my life. I wanted to take a shower after that because the smell was just so bad, and the air circulation back there wasn't very good. so it smelled 10 times worse. So yeah, that's the craziest thing that happened to me with the passenger. Anyways, last question. Alright, favorite flying season, winter or summer? I would have to say summer, hands down. Summer. Winter is just too cold, too much snow, too much ice, too windy. It's just too cold. I'm an islander. I don't do snow. I'm like a white sand beach type person. So summer all the time. If I could fly, say like in Miami all the time, I'd do it. But yeah, summer you can pretty much do whatever you want. You can go out, go with your cruise, go swimming, go hiking, go wherever you want to go. In the winter, you stay in your hotel and you sleep all day and eat. That's when you gain weight. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.